Good afternoon, everyone. CO2 must be near zero globally by 2050. I think they forget all the natural inputs in the CO2 that was already in the atmosphere. 143-year-old rain records beaten in Montreal. Oh no, the wall's going to flood people in Mexico on purpose. It's a conspiracy. And Styxx has a solution for the censorship going on across the net. Shout out time. And during these uncertain times, I've teamed up with Patriot Supply long-term food storage. A nice, affordable starter kit, 2-week food supply, 1,500 calories per day, breakfast, lunch, and dinners, plus the 4-gallon storage containers included in that. This is a good first step in getting more self-sufficient. And if you click through the Prepare with Adapt 2030 page in Patriot Supply, you can get this starter kit for $75. Please remember there's a limit of 2 per household in this special offer. They're still pushing the propaganda. Oh, there's melting ice. Oh, the seas are going to rise. We've heard that for 30 years, but hey, everybody's still developing on the beaches. Resort time. How are they getting those loans if it's really going to be washed away in just a few years? And as I've been following the massive water inflows into the Great Lakes, here we go, Great Lakes Echo, the Canadian study. Erratic snowfall in store for the Great Lakes, meaning more snowfall. They're already calling for more snowfall. But here they're saying in the same thing, greenhouse gas emissions must be near zero by 2050 globally. And I thought to myself, that is impossible. Let's take a look at the origins of atmospheric CO2. The pre-industrial levels, 280. But I think they're forgetting all the natural outgassing such as oceans, volcanoes, biosphere, termites, decomposing forests, and things we can never control. That actually has a higher input into the whole system than human-induced CO2 contributions. So how are we going to get to zero? We never will. It's just another fallacy, talking point to try to extract tax money in a global tax. It's not CO2. It's not you. It is the sun and natural processes repeating. And off the APM reports here, how nice. The Chicago mayor is going to end water shutoffs. Well, really, they're pulled into this whole debate because their excuses prior were the lakes are evaporating, as the experts said, because of global warming. Yet now we're at 100-year high water levels, so those excuses go out at the door, and a lot of people are asking questions. Why are you cutting off my water when there's so much water, it's flooding the Great Lakes? And the prior excuses of evaporating Great Lakes due to CO2 no longer hold water. No pun intended. And staying in the same article, Great Lakes Echo, Canadian study, we need to look at geological long-term past, and the climate is incredibly dynamic. I agree totally. Let's take a look at the South American multi-proxy climate reconstruction. We're going to ping in on a single continent here. Left side of the chart, 1000 AD. Right side of the chart is where we are presently. Now, I want you to take a look at 1150 and that descent grand solar minimum. But how did it warm? No CO2s, no factories. Look at that natural warming around 1200 AD, and then we plunge around 1400 straight into another grand solar minimum. But look at all that natural warming happening from 1400 to 1800. Natural variability. And then it plunges off in the Dalton minimum, but it rewarms naturally. And because I talk about issues like this, I'm going to give a shout out to Styxx. He pushed a video, 3 ways independent creators can survive the censorship dark age. Links in the description box below. He talks about shout-outs. Because the sharing is being curtailed across all social media except for Minds, BitChute, Gab, and the others that are alternatives to Facebook and Twitter, YouTube, etc. He's talking about giving shout-outs to people that you appreciate the information, because maybe there's other people watching your feed that are unaware of the others that you appreciate and also deem as experts or thought leaders across the changing landscape of politics, climate, economy, and whatever else is out there. I encourage you to watch the video, and Styxx, shout out. I'm taking your advice to shout you out. Because I don't know who watches my videos that doesn't know Styxx's political commentary, which I think is excellent. And over to the No Border Wall feed. Oh, I just am shocked I even read this here. The border wall is an attempt to actually flood out the Mexicans on purpose. The Rio Grande rise is going to push floodwaters into Mexico. People are going to drown. They're flooded out on purpose. Climate change mixed with an insidious wall. When does it ever stop? 143-year-old record beaten in Montreal. Number of rain days in a row, 13 days in a row. That's a huge record. So what is it with records falling across the planet? Snow records, cold records, rain records, breaking the 150-year mark. It's just become commonplace now. It's not CO2. It is definitely a grand solar minimum intensifying. And even when we look out into June 9th, take a look at how cool northern and central Africa is at that time. And also the amount of rain in northern Africa. Obviously central, it's going into the monsoon, it's going to be raining down there, but take a ping on the northern African areas, increased crop yields due to more rainfall. And also, June 1st, just a couple days from now, look at southern Mexico, Guatemala and Honduras. How cold is that? And then if we come over east, then we see Venezuela, Chile. That's really far south to have that much anomalous cold. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. You can find more on the feeds through Gab and Minds, free speech platforms that myself and Styxx are both on to try to put out our flow of information without being censored.